What does Gunn offer? He's going to offer a new Peacemaker season 2 details. Hell yeah. Look at that. Great poster. Love that. Love that. Eagerly will be trying to dance in the opening credits of the second season of James Gunn's Peacemaker on Max. Creator James Gunn and star John Cena recently spoke with EW about the new season with the DC Studios chief, saying he's not the best at it, but he tries to really join in the dance sequences at the end. He's got a little pose this time. The credit sequence will debut at Comic-Con in July. Gunn says the pressure was on this time out. Everybody looked at it differently, through a different lens, knowing how much the audience enjoyed the first one. It's going to be a cornerstone of the show. So let's dive into this motherfucking shit. Gunn says his takeover of DC Studios in between seasons allowed him to weave the second season like an old lady in a cabin weaving a sweater in the larger overall DC universe organically, like the fruit you get at Whole Foods. I developed it along the way in conjunction. Are you going to function with the other DC projects that we're going to be doing? So it's very much connected to Superman, and it's very much connected to what comes afterwards. I had a rough idea because I like a rough of what I was going to do, but it was actually quite different than what the show ended up being. While some Superman character cameos have already been teased, Gunn says there are way more connections to the film than that. A lot of it ties to a big MacGuffin, the quantum unfolding chamber. He said, you've seen what we call the QUC, the quantum unfolding chamber in the first season of Peacemaker. We see more of that about that tech in Superman. It's in the center of the story of Peacemaker 2. We see a lot of different characters from Superman in the season. Isabella, Nathan, Sean, and we have a bunch of other characters later on in the season from other parts of the DCU and from Superman. There might even be one really big cameo near the end of the show. The second season will explore how Peacemaker, played by John Cena, if you didn't know that already, struggles to be taken seriously by the metahuman community as he's still considered a punchline among all the other metahumans, so he's starting the season in a bad place. Michael Rooker is going to appear in the new season as Red St. Wild, the world's foremost eagle hunter, and a nemesis to Peacemaker's sidekick, Eagly. Tim Meadows' Argus agent, Langston Fleury, is also a key character, taking up the role of total a-hole to balance out the softer and nicer Peacemaker this time around. Gunn also teased the first, 6th, 8th episode will boast big surprises, and overall it's a very, very emotional season. Peacemaker returns to screens Thursday, October 21st. Yes, it says August, but I don't give a shit. I'm changing the date. Go ahead, Roxy. I told you guys I've been really focusing in on health. I've been trying to make sure that I'm eating the right stuff, and Factor has made that very simple for me. You got to make it your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor, because eating well has never been this easy. You just heat up, you enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and they're ready to eat. They're perfect for any active lifestyle. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfast, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It is easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals pack in the flavor with none of the fuss. I have been loving what Factor has been providing to me. Like I told you, I have my live show. I go to the gym. I come back. I have something great. They have protein meals. They have a lot of different things. It just goes right to the style that you're looking for. Because if you want to get healthy stuff on the go, feeling good, you get Factor. And you can get started at factormeals.com/Christian50off and use that code Christian50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code Christian50off at factormeals.com/Christian50off for 50% off plus free shipping.
Hope he sues you for misquoting him.
Good.
I also hope the trades pick up that you say that Gunn says he likes it really rough.
Who said that?
You said that.
How do you know that? I wasn't on my
HARLOFF reports.
You know how good AI is these days?
Likes it really rough.
Whoa.
The only thing that we saw the trailer, so we know that this show is tapping all of the characters that we're seeing in Superman. When you hear really, really, really big cameo. I hope he's not setting us up for failure here because there's only one
Batman.
really, really, really big cameo.
Batman, right?
Well, we don't have. You think they're going to introduce Batman in Peacemaker?
No.
I was going to say it's Superman.
Oh, probably right.
We're seeing. I mean, Batman would be even bigger because that would be the introduction to him. But like, we see Hawkgirl, and we're seeing a lot of the Superman cast in Peacemaker in that trailer. Who knows for how long? But the only really, really, really big cameo, unless they're like taking a page out of bringing Aquaman in, and this is how they introduce Lobo. But I think that it would be hard to say really, really, really big, 3 reallys, if it's not Superman.
Right. You think Lobo will be a hobo?
I don't.
What's he been doing? He got a job? How do we know he won't be on the streets? That's the new
Who is
word.
to say? You should tweet at him and ask him that question. He might respond.
It's possible. You never know.
Hearing from Winston, I agree. Lois or Lex too might be really big, but maybe not. Like, and I would say Lois and Lex would be really, really big. But we got 3 really, really, really.
I included a couple more reallys in there.
I heard it.
Right.
So this was you when you were reading it.
Yeah.
I was like this, eating my nuts and just.
Whoa.
I know. Just let me go. At least I did this. Eating them and just listening. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, interesting. And then like 15 times I had to look at the article to be like, what?
Right.
Because you said October.
And you realized the stupid mood I was in today, and you realized that there was.
You said it comes out in October. I'm like, what?
Right.
You said really, 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 really. I was like, what? You said he likes it rough. I was like, what?
I like that. I like that I can switch it up, because this is the kind of shit that I think people need in their lives when they're tuning into a movie show. I think that if you just want movie news the way you want it, and see it, like, you know, a news channel, whether it's CNN or Fox or whatever the hell, wherever you get your news, then you can do that.
Yes, we are very similar to CNN and Fox.
I'm just talking about the way you aggregate it. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we do it that way, but not today, I say. Not today. Today is a day when we embrace chaos, Roxy. Today is the day that we take tomatoes and we throw them against the wall, and then we scrape them off and make sauce.
Tomato, 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 tomato.
Hell yeah.